Hey, it's David back on BreezeFlippers, back in my shipping room. It's the end of the weekend. We thought we were going to have kind of a slow weekend or a slow week, but today turned out pretty good. We had a few good sales come in, and we'll go through those today and show what sold this week. And then we're going to talk a little bit about work-life balance. That's something I struggle with all the time. As a part-time reseller and a full-time job, this is a challenge sometimes for a lot of people. I'd love to hear what your thoughts are about it. So let's get into it. So like I was saying, it was kind of a slow week and then a slow weekend, but today we had a few sales that picked up. Now I still have one sale that's pending that wasn't paid for yet. I'll pop up a picture of it. It's not a very big one. It's a little Puma rainbow bag, like a little fanny pack. I only got $5 for it, and I think we're getting probably, I think $4.99 shipping for it. So it hasn't been paid for yet, but I took an offer on it because, well, it's been here for a long time, so didn't really need to keep that around. So we had some other sales that shipped out since the last video, and I'll throw those up on the screen real quick and show you, but we'll just go through them real quick. Ended up getting a video game set. Again, we a lot of video games. A PS3 game lot with Fatal Conspiracy. It was complete in the box, Star Wars Force Unleashed, and I think it was CSI, a game. They ended up going out for $11.24, and that was $5.99 shipping for that one. We sold another adult book, you know, Playboy. It was an old one though. This one is from July of 1982. It was in pretty decent shape. Has Linda Weismer on the front, not really sure, in the Stevie Nicks interview. Anyway, that went out, ended up getting $14.24 for that. And of course, those are out free shipping. And then we also sold a lot of 3 Desiree Create a Card Classic floral frame, metal frames. I'm not really sure what they are. They must go in some sort of a printer, but they're sort of a die cut. I think they're for like crafting. So we got them when we got a whole bunch of Stampin' Up stamps. And we got those, and this has been sitting in our inventory for a little over a year. Ended up getting $11.89 for those, and I think $6.99 shipping. And then finally, I'll pop this one up too. We got, it was a Texas Instruments TI-84 Plus graphing calculator, black, but it was for parts or repair only. So I sold this originally a while back. You probably remember in a video. And the person was really nice, said they could not get the enter button to work. And honestly, I'd never checked it that far. I checked it to make sure it worked. I always check it to make sure it has like the right software and everything, but I didn't check the enter button. I don't know. Anyway, it got sent back to me, and that was no problem. I took that loss, you know, for the shipment back, and I still was only into the calculator for literally a couple bucks. So I thought, well, I was going to throw it away, and I thought, no, I'm going to see what it goes for parts or repair. Well, I did sell it for parts or repair, and I got $24.99 for it, and $5.99 shipping. So don't sleep on those, even if they don't work. Send them; they will sell. So cameras, a lot of stuff like that for parts and repair, they'll sell. If you put it out there and you're patient enough, they'll sell. So then this weekend we also sold, like, we have everything, right? So we also sold this little guy, and it's a bullfrog puppet book in a 2006 Dragonfly, and it's like Monday days of the week. So every day of the week is a little thing, and you can see his cute little puppet. You put your little hand in there and you can make it go, you know, toot, toot, toot. Anyway, it's really cute. And we ended up getting $7.49 that was on sale, and we get $5.99 shipping for that. So that'll go out in a little box. Shouldn't be too bad. Then we sold, well, here's another little thing that I buy them when I see them if they're cheap, right? But I don't always buy them because they sit for a while. But this is a Star Wars Blade Builder Spin Action lightsaber. It's like it's a piece for a lightsaber. And I think it's just the regular Blade Builder set. But this one's in good shape, and ended up selling it for $9.74, and we're going to get $5.99 shipping for it. So I do pick those up. I have sold a bunch of them. I've also sold the lightsabers. I don't get a lot for them. They're kind of a pain to ship. I mean, this one probably can put it in a plexi, in a poly bag, not a poly bag, but a bubble bag, and send it. But we'll see. I might put it in a small box. It just kind of depends. It's not, you know, it's not costing that much to ship, so it shouldn't be a problem. Here's an interesting sale. My daughter found this. I don't remember where she found it, but we got this as I Want to Eat Your Pancreas. I know, weird name, right? But it's an anime book, and it's one of those books, the manga, that reads from right to left. So you open the book from this side, but it is an anime book. Yes, that is the name of it. I'm not kidding. I want to eat your pancreas. And I ended up getting $11.99 for that, and it gets free shipping. That's about the average of what they're selling for. It's a thick book, but it'll go out media mail, so that's not too bad. Let's see. We also sold a comic. Of course, we always sell comics, and that's great. But this one's a good comic. So this one is Sergeant Fury and his Howling Commandos. This is actually a reprint. So this is number 13, but this is a JCPenney reprint, and you can know that when you open it up and look inside. But it's the first appearance of, I think it's the first appearance of Captain America with Sergeant Fury. So this one, if you can find the original, the non-reprint, it's worth a lot of money. But this one I picked up as part of the Sergeant Fury set that I got. I mean, I wished it would have been the number 13, but it's still a cool reprint, and it's still from really cool art inside. It's in decent shape. Ended up getting $33.24. This will go out with free shipping as well. Last but not least, we did sell. This is kind of made the whole weekend. This one's an interesting one, guys. It's another comic. This is a graded comic, and it is signed, and you can kind of see it. This is the Loaded Bible, Blood of My Blood, #1, and it's been signed by Ben Dunn, Ryan Kincaid, and Jonathan Bolerjack, and Tim Seeley. So these are all the artists and the writers that are involved with the book. So it's a 9.8 signed, pretty cool book. It's an independent, I believe. Yeah, it's an independent, but it's the Archival and the Dude Books exclusive Venom 3 homage. So this is a Venom 3 homage cover, which, everybody does an homage. This is a cool one. This is a really cool book, actually. The artwork's pretty amazing inside. It ended up getting $103.99, and this is one before I change it to free shipping. So I'm getting $12.99 free shipping. So I'm in that book for about, I don't know, $50. So that's a pretty good profit. So I'm not going to complain. So that's what's going out. And looking at our numbers and kind of looking at what we've done, let's see. For the weekend, it's not too bad. Not going to complain. For this week, actually, it's a little over $423. And this weekend alone was over 200 of that. So really not going to complain at all. I think it was $214 for the whole weekend. So, and that kind of came out today. I mean, yesterday was kind of Deadsville. Today did pretty good. So if we look at our month, just kind of let you know how we're doing. We're climbing the ladder a little bit for March. Now March is almost over. So I think we're going to finish down unless we have an incredible couple days today and tomorrow. But we're gonna be down 16.8%. Not gonna complain. That's really better than I thought we were, because at one point we were down 50%. So that leaves us at 43% still year over year on our quarters. Now we're coming up on the end of a quarter, and I always like to look and see how we're doing on that. So we're probably gonna do pretty good on it. So we're gonna finish out the quarter at about 43%, which is about almost $6,500 in revenue. So in sales, which is good. And that's not all profit, of course. Just did my taxes and realized how much is not profit. So, but the good thing about having a business is that you can write off a lot of stuff. And if you keep track of it, and there's the key, guys, is keeping track of it. You make sure you have a really good software. I use My Reseller Genie. It is a lifesaver. So if you're not using My Reseller Genie, go to the links in my show notes and take a look at it. I think you can get 15% off the first month. It is definitely worth it. Use that link and sign up. Even if you sign up for the lowest package, the most expensive package is $19.99. And it has saved me now 3 years in a row on taxes. It practically fills out the Schedule C for you, gives you all the information you need, allows it all in one place so that I can go in and do all that I need to do in my TurboTax. And I was able to do my taxes in about 2.5 hours, which is kind of nice. And this year, instead of owing $1,200 or $1,500, which I normally owe, I only owed about $300. So it's tickle pink, which good and bad, I guess, So that means we probably had more expenses this year, but we did increase our sales. So we increased sales and we had a little more expenses. So it costs money to do business, no matter how you look at it. But, at the same time, it's beneficial to have that business for us, because it helps us in the long run with taxes, and it helps us with a lot of stuff. And we use our business for pretty much everything. So we take business trips, we do all this stuff. All that stuff gets counted towards your business expenses. So if you're not doing that now and you're starting a business, you're thinking about starting a business, I will tell you, get something that's going to help you track. If it's My Reseller Genie, that's super. If you're going to do eBay, Mercari, Poshmark, all of that can be input, and it's imports automatically. It's beautiful. It works great. If you're going to do something else, but just make sure you always keep track, even if you're doing Etsy or anything, or dibbed it on district, whatever you're doing, use something to keep track of the sales that you're doing, because it's going to help you at the end of the year. And it's not at the end of the year, you don't want to be in a crunch to try to figure out your taxes. And I've been there before, and that is a horrible feeling to go through. So I would say make sure you keep track. Use a separate bank account, use a separate credit cards, keep track of your receipts. I keep all my receipts digitally. I take pictures of them with an app called Simply something another. I'll have to look it up. Actually, I don't think it's got an affiliate link, but it's called Simply something. But anyway, I take pictures of every receipt, and it stores it and categorizes it by year and by month and by all these different things, and I can print them out. So if I had an audit, I could print everything out and show them every receipt. So, and that's all you're really going to be required to keep. So, but anyway, so yeah, so it was all good. Like I said, good week, not complaining. It's, could be better. It's slow right now, but I've also heard a lot of people talking about how it's been kind of sporadic. Their business has been, picks up, stops, slows down, kind of picks up. It's been real topsy-turvy. I've had, though, this weekend, I've sent out probably 15 offers on comics, on graded comics, which is kind of unusual. So a lot of action, a lot of traffic on the graded comics. And I have some more I'm going to be putting up that I just picked up a while back. So I'm going to be putting those out there. I'm also going to list some on Dibbit. As I do a lot of these comic auctions, I've had a few people ask if I have graded comics, and I do. But my answer is always, I'm not selling them for $2, because most of the comics sell for between $2 and $8 on Dibbit. But I said, well, they're like, well, we're willing to pay. And I'm like, well, I think what I'm going to do is list them in a static listing in the store. And then if somebody is interested in them, they can go in there and buy them. On Free Comic Book Day, which is May 3rd, we're planning on doing a comic show, a giveaway day, but we're going to do giveaways, we're going to do comic auctions and all kinds of stuff. And we're going to be doing that. I think that's May 3rd. I'll have to look up the date to be sure. But yeah, definitely keep an eye on Dibbit, DIBDIT.com. You can use BreezeFlips to get $5 off your first purchase if you haven't done that yet. But it's going to be a fun day, and we're going to do a lot of stuff on a big raid train. We're going to have a bunch of people selling comics. So, but that's kind of what's going on, guys. It's not been really crazy. And I think, one of the things I really wanted to talk about was this week it's been crazy. It's been not so much the business, because the business doesn't take up a lot of time if I don't let it. But I do have a hard time balancing a lot of stuff, because my work week is, between 45, sometimes 45 hours to 50 hours, depending. Sometimes it's 40 hours, sometimes it's not that much. But a lot of times it's just nonstop during the day. And then at night, you're kind of tired, but you still got to do stuff, So I still spend a couple hours, doing listings or doing an auction or doing something for our reselling business. So it's a tough thing to find a balance. And I think that as any kind of a reseller, any kind of a business that you have that's a side hustle, you got to figure out what you're willing to do and how much you can do. I don't sneeze at, the income that we make off this business. While it sounds like, yeah, we can always show loss or show a little bit on our taxes, doesn't necessarily mean we're completely showing a loss. Expenses like mileage and things like that, your car wear and tear, some of that stuff, yes, that is expenses against the business, but we still do good. I mean, last year, like I said, we were right at or right under 30K for a part-time business, and that's nothing to sneeze at. So, a lot of people would love to be able to do that. So this year we're trying to shoot for 50K. So we're trying. So that's a real good part-time business. And the goal is, of course, we want to replace my wife's income and let her retire, and she can do this full time. So she can go source, she can do all the shipping, all the different things that take a lot of time for me to do, that I can spend my time doing other stuff, promotions, doing stuff like this. This takes time. I mean, this is crazy. This is an evening. It's like 5 o'clock in the evening. And sure, it'd be nice to sit down at the end of the day. I've done listings all morning. I did my exercise, and then I worked on my bike. Bicycle had a flat tire, so I had to get that fixed. All kinds of stuff. So I had to balance this time out, but I also had to get some reselling stuff done. And I do this video because I like it. So I have fun. But that's kind of the balance that you have to find. What do you need to do, and what do you like doing? And can you make a balance out of both of those? And I think that's the hardest thing as a reseller is like, there's so many things I would love to be doing. I was driving out doing, I was sourcing on Saturday. I got up at, well, 5:15, and I was at my first garage sale at 6:30. And I went until about 12:30. And I did good. I got a lot of stuff, a lot of media stuff. We're going to do some media sales here on Dibbed It real soon. But, and I got some stuff I could sell, that I've listed already. I've started listing and getting that out. But it's a long morning, right? But I was driving around a golf course, and I was out in one area, and there's a really nice golf course. And I was looking at all these guys on the golf course, the golf course playing golf. And I was sitting there thinking, I remember when I used to go out on a Saturday morning and play golf or play disc golf or do something, I mean, those were the days. And I guess I look at it and I go, do I miss it? Sometimes, yeah. And you know what? I'm probably going to take some days and go still do that this summer. I still going to go out and play disc golf. I love disc golf. I don't play golf anymore because I suck, but I do play disc golf and I do love it, and I'm okay at it. But I'm probably going to do some of those days because you got to balance it out. You can't work 24/7. And that was hitting me this week, and it was heavy on my mind because I felt like for the past couple of weeks I've been really knocking it out, trying to just do more than I probably should. And I was working long hours at work, and then working long hours at night, and working long hours on the weekend. And I just realized, it's good. It's good to be busy. I like being busy, but I don't like to be busy all the time to the extent that it's probably not healthy. So I'm going to, tell you, if you have, the opportunity and you're going to do a side hustle and you're doing it now, just balance it out. Give yourself some time to breathe. Give yourself some time to relax. You can't go 100 miles an hour every day all the time, because it will catch up to you in your health. It'll catch up to you in your sanity and your mental health and everything else. So you got to give yourself time to rest and kind of relax. And I find ways of doing things, like I'll sit down and watch a show. Like last night, I am really into this Invincible on Prime. If you're not watching it, it is based on the Invincible comic. It is really good, really, really good. So if you're not watching it, you should check it out. It is really good. But I sit down and I'll watch that, and I'll just put the laptop on my lap and I'll do some listings while I'm watching it. I'm not working like 100 miles an hour, but I am managing my time in there, right? So I'm not sitting there being idle. I'm still doing something, but I'm not doing something to the point where I'm exhausted and I'm like, I can't look at another thing. I'll do 10 listings and then I'll be done and I'll rest a little bit. So I think you just have to find where that balance is for you and what works for you, because there is a balance in there. And it's taken me, I'm going to be 59 this year. It's taken me a while to figure out that balance. My personality is that I go 110 mile an hour at everything. I don't do anything halfway. And this has always been the way I am. And my wife would tell you the same thing. She knows that I don't do anything halfway. I started collecting comics. I didn't buy one or two. I bought 100 or 200. It was just kind of the way I do it. So, and now I have a really cool collection that I've been working on, my personal collection, and I sell a lot. I have 3, maybe 4 auctions a week with comics. So, and they do good. They do okay. So, and that's fun because I enjoy the interaction with people too. And I learn some of their stuff about what they know about comics. And sometimes I'm able to teach them something too, which I'm not teaching a lot of things about comics, but I do know a few things now. So I've learned a lot. So that's kind of where I'm at with, the time balance thing. I just think that you got to find that right balance. You got to find what works for you. And it's different for everybody. You may be the kind of person that has to be doing something all the time. I'm kind of that way. I do get to a point though where I'm like, all right, I'm done. I'm going to sit down and relax. Friday night, I relaxed a little bit. I didn't do listings. I pulled up the laptop and looked at a few things, but then I kind of set it off, and I needed to relax. It was just what it was. You have to let yourself decompress a little bit every once in a while. So, but you've got to find what that balance is for you, because it's different for everybody, right? So you might be able to do 100 things at one time and keep doing it. I know people, that are that way, that just seem like they can't stop. But at some point, you're going to slow down, and it's going to start to wear at you. So all I can say to you is find that balance that works for you and stick to it. And that's what I'm doing. So, but that's what's been going on, guys. That's what's happening this week. We're, like I said, not a bad sales weekend. I got something, if it pays, we should do okay for the weekend. And there's still other sales that may come in. It's been like that every weekend. Usually something comes in late because California, they're behind us. they'll be sitting there looking at stuff, and I'll get orders late tonight, so I'll be shipping those out tomorrow as well. So I do have some auctions planned this week. Don't have them off the top of my head, but I'll list them out there. But you can find me on dibdit.com, dibdit.com, and you just use BreezeFlips. You can get $5 off for your first purchase. But I'm going to be doing at least 3 comic auctions this week, 2 in the evening, and then 1 media auction on Tuesday night at 8 o'clock with my friend Wes from the Slim Flippers. And we're going to be doing that on Tuesday at 8 o'clock Central Time. So we'll be doing all kinds of media, Blu-rays, new and used, all kinds of stuff. I have a ton of like horror, science fiction, all kinds of fun stuff. So come check us out, dibdit.com, and look for us on the Dibdit, and we'll be out there, like I said, a couple times. You can see our shows in there. So anyway, that's what's going on with me. I hope things are well with you. I hope you're safe. I hope you find that balance that you need, and you get your business going and be healthy and have fun doing it. I'm David Beckham, BreezeFlippers. We'll see you.